So in the bushcraft books that I've read, the ideal length for a bushcraft axe is from the tip of my fingers to roughly my armpit. Alright, so I think this is going to make a great axe handle. It's already actually in kind of the cool shape that I wanted. So I'd like to take a real quick second and plug my book that I wrote. It's called A Guide to Cultivating Optimism, and I wrote it about 2.5, 3 years ago, and it's a self-help book. It talks about gratitude, living in the present moment, so on and so forth, and it's kind of basically just ways to try to be more grateful and live your life in a more peaceful way, and how to treat yourself better and to treat others, because we know in this crazy world nowadays that we could use a little bit more kindness to ourselves and to others. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. A Guide to Cultivating Optimism, and the link is in the description. So my next thing to do is to actually cut this down closer to the width that the handle is going to be, and then I can actually start shaping it. Alright, so I would like to go over something quickly. So initially I was going to use this piece of walnut because walnut is notoriously known to be strong. And it is. But these grains, if you look at these grains, they're going like that. That's, you know, you could make a handle out of that, but it would be better if the grains were actually going down like that. When the grains are going down like that, it can handle more impact. So in the future, if you're going to go buy an axe with a wooden handle or a hammer with a wooden handle or anything that takes an impact like a hammer or an axe, you want these grains to go down like that. The handle's going to last you much, much longer. That's a poor choice of a tool to use, that handsaw. It kept freaking going back and forth. You need a stiffer tool, but I finally got it. So I wouldn't do that again. All right, so I punched a hole right here, and then I punched a hole, so I'm going to attach this to this. And how I'm going to do that is there's a little piece right here. This is so small it's going to be hard to tell. And then there's a piece that snaps on. So you tuck this through the back side like that, and that's going to be pushing out right there. And put this on, and then this little button right here, you're going to put it on here until you hear it snap. There we go. And then you take your concaved piece, your setting, whatever, set that bastard on there. Bam. Good to go. All right, the next is very similar. It has a piece like this. That's going to be the pretty side. And then it has a piece like this. That's actually the, I would say the male side. That's actually going to fit into here. So I'm just going to take this side, this piece, and put it through here. And then take this and put it on here. In the past, I have made this mistake and put it on backwards. And you basically have to cut it off. And then I'm just going to do the same that I showed you earlier. Set this little setting thing in here. And there we go. And now we have, I'm trying to get it in line. We have a little snap. There we go. Now I'm just going to sew these edges up with artificial sinew. All right, I ended up actually putting the rivets in instead of sewing it. I think it was lots faster, and I think it'll hold together lots better. So this handle went from having this handle on it to this handle. So I think it's a big, huge improvement. So now let's put the old guard on, see how it fits. I actually honestly haven't tried it. So hopefully it fits. It's gonna be tight. Oh yeah. So yeah, that'll work. Nothing fancy, just out of scrap material. So yeah, I think this is gonna be a great camp axe. So thanks for watching.